Well, this is the real Tony Cohen from New York City, and I was going to do this beautiful panoramic vista, but my pull, I can't figure out how the sensor works on my patio here. So, you know what? Figure it out for yourself. There really is stuff going on out here in New York. It's just you can't see it. So anyhow, you know what? Normally that thing comes off when you don't want it to, and now you want it to. It won't come off. So, you know, people ask me all the time, what's with you and Darren Little? What is it you guys are up to all the time? You always seem to be up to something. Blah, 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 blah. And here's the reality. I've known Darren for a few years now. And I came connected to Darren through my wonderful friend, Dov Barron, over in British Columbia, Canada, that is, for those of you that don't know. You know what, I'll sit down. You know what? Guess whose book is there? Dov Barron's. There's a few there, but anyway. Okay, Dov, you got your plug in. Right, I can carry on. So, what I want to talk about, because I kind of owe, I feel like I owe, I'm trying to make this look like a newsread. I'm getting this all terribly wrong. I kind of feel like I should do something to thank Darren. Hello, Henry. You want to come and do a video? Come on, then. Henry, yes, Henry. Hello, Henry. So, I kind of feel like I want to do something that's a little bit. Henry, say hello. Hello. Say hello to the camera, not to me. Hey, Kay, how's it hanging? No, he's not in Hollywood mood tonight. So, I kind of just want to do this a little bit out of gratitude. And as much as anything else, I was connected with Darren a few years ago by Dov, and I just got out of my business on Wall Street, and I walked out one day for a sandwich and changed my phone number and never went back. You know, only 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, and blah blah blah. It doesn't matter how much money they throw at you. I need to get my life back. I started working with an ex-business partner in a business that, you know, was realistically oversold to me. But one thing it did do, and I'm thankful for the guys, it got me physically back in shape, and mentally to a degree. I got my sanity back. I got my health back. Got in better shape. You know, I was probably one pint of Guinness away from a heart attack. But I was connected to Darren because, you know, I spoke with Dov and I spoke with him about what I was doing. It was a networking based business, which I had absolutely no clue about. As a networker, what I mean by that, I don't mean a network marketing guy. As a networker, I mean just someone that connects with people. That, you know, I've kind of done most of my adult life. And to me, you know, that in itself is simple, just meeting people and making friends. Marketing from a direct sales point of view was very simple for me. You know, once I'd learned it, to duplicate it, to train other people how to do it, the whole network marketing thing was a different ball game. And to be quite honest, I was probably taught it by those guys you try and avoid, you know, the most annoying guys in the room. And, you know, consequently, you know, when I spoke with Dov, he said, you need to speak with Darren Little. He connect with Darren Little. He's the top guy in the world at the online network marketing thing, blah, 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 blah. So I connect with Darren a few years ago. And every month or two, we just, you know, he'd call me, we'd just shoot the shit, basically. It was never about business. It was just, you know, how you doing, what's new, blah, 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 blah. And after a couple of years working in the industry, you know, even as one of the top recruiters in the company, one of the top retailers in the company, I realized, you know, it was oversold. It was an industry that was oversold. And the health and fitness business, what I found out was very, very seasonal. So consequently, I got out of it. Around about the same time, I took a massive financial hit, which I'm not going to go into here, but for about 2 or 3 months before that, I'd have my team following Darren on Facebook, just saying, you know, watch this guy's posts, see if you can follow him, see if you can friend him. He has great posts, very to the point, get you thinking a little bit. What they're not is the usual spam that's out there. And, you know, I kept saying this thing, and I can't remember the exact, well, I can't remember the exact figure, it doesn't really matter what it is, but it was something like how I made $150,000 with $150 startup, something like that. And at the time, I took a big hit, and I just called him one day. So what's the deal? You know, this thing, $150,000. I might be slightly out on the figures. It was definitely 6 figures, and it was about $150 startup. And I didn't have much more than that, I'll be honest with you. I really took a hit in the hack. I got hacked in a bad way. So I just, you know, I knew fast. I knew I needed to get into something quick, and I didn't know what I was getting into. I really didn't care. I just, you know, Darren just said, well, you know, there was no pitch, there was no nothing. Just take a look at this video. Took a look and thought, yeah, you know what, that's a fit for me. I'm in. And juggled around, got things fixed, got things sorted. I remember, you know, the situation, because I've been hacked, nothing would work. I had to go get a prepaid credit card, a whole bunch of other stuff. You know, all my ID was defunct. Still made it fit. So now when I hear people make excuses, I kind of go like, oh, you have no idea what I had to go through to get started. But, you know, it's not for me to tell people. So I start working with Darren on this this project, and at the time it was a 6-figure thing, and you know, at the time that was my mindset. You know, I just wanted to get back to 6 figures a year. In reality, that's crap. You know, and I don't mean that in a bad way, if you know what I mean. What I mean is, you know, I was earning 7 figures a year. Shit, over 20 years ago. In the what are we at now? In the early 1990s, I was earning 7 figures a year. Before the days of the, you know, certainly before I used the internet, but before the internet was just commonplace, when it was all legwork. So for me to target 6 figures a year, at the time where I was, it was a step. But since then, working with Darren, and you know, I'm probably one of the guys that drove him freaking mad every day. Every day I'd call him, and you know, it'd be something else. It'd be another piece on the jigsaw, and I was trying to learn something new, and just take out everything. The whole industry had left a bad taste in my mouth, basically, and I was overpromised stuff. It was underdelivered. I felt like I was bullshitted to by certain people. I felt like I was just taught things that were not ethically, morally correct by people who claim to be supremely ethic and moral. So you know, there's just a lot of stuff, and you know, there was a kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, a fit, and you know, as time has gone on, and you know, close to a year later, it's become apparent that Darren and myself have a lot of parallels. And again, I'm not going to go into them here. So you know, life situation, similar age, the whole thing. So, you know, from, I think around about last May, I used to call him every day. Okay, I've got this bit, right, what next? What happens when this happens? What happens? And I'd be furiously writing things down and watching his videos. And he never labeled it to me as Millionaire Mentoring. I realized that that's what it is, and that's how it's branded. I was fortunate enough to be a guy that could just pick up the phone and dial him through and call him through, you know, a couple of years of just becoming friends. So, you know, I'd walk around and different things. I had to really get my self together, all kinds of ways in my life. So it helped tremendously. Then what I found is, through working with Darren and almost I want to say brainstorming, but it wasn't really like that. It was just simple conversation and opening the door to quantum physics, which, you know, I never I got it, but I didn't know what it is. I couldn't label it. You know, a year or so before, I'd gone on a higher consciousness course, and you know, there was a lot of, you know, how can I put it? Indoctrinating against doctrinating, but doctrinating you. It was basically, this is the only way it's done, and there was no breakdown of the science behind it. And if you read books like The Secret or The Law of Attraction or whatever it may be, which to be honest I haven't, and this reverts back to Dov. Dov calls them a lot of horseshit, I think is his term, until you know the science behind them. So I kind of knew this stuff, but I didn't understand the science behind them. And then, you know, when I'm speaking with Darren, we've done a lot over the last year. It seems like it's been longer. Things like vibrational frequency, and certain things resonate that he's said with me. You know, success is a radio broadcast frequency. I mean, I've heard that I don't know how many times from him, but it's a simple fact of the way you know, the people talk about the law of attraction. At times in your life, you meet people, you just don't like them. You don't know why it is. You know what? Some of you don't like me. I don't care. Chances are I'm probably not that fond of you anyway. Okay. However, on the flip side of that, sometimes in your life you just meet people and it's a fit. What is that? It's those vibrational frequencies, like the two tuning forks, as Dov describes in his book. And I'm utilizing Dov. If it wasn't for Dov, I wouldn't have met Darren. And, you know, when these things become in sync and the vibration is the same, all of a sudden you feel like you've known someone your whole life and there's a fit. And that's where it's at. So over the course of close to a year, you know, I've had the opportunity to pick Darren's brain on a daily basis. You know, I don't know how many times a day we talk some days. And you know, we've both business-wise been through a few ups and downs in the last year. You know, one of them which was an unfortunate death of a CEO, and you know, we kind of just didn't matter. We just carried on. So you know, whatever was going on, spoke about it, got working together, and to the point where I seem to remember a couple of things that Darren said. Is, you know, don't be the don't know what the term is. Don't be the point man. Don't be the lead man. Be the whatever it is. And I just thought, this is an easy way of doing business. All I have to do is just get people onto a hangout, onto a live thing. Which the technology side, by the way, scared me to death. And that was just an anxiety thing that I got through. And you know, getting people on Google Hangouts and live hangouts with Darren, and I'd be on the panel as well, and you know, listening. And I remember one day, you know, what we were doing was, you know, get people connected with their, you know, people they know, those people know, get them connected and get them to launch their business on a Google Hangout. And I was speaking with Mike, who works with me on various things in the UK. And Mike and I have worked together for years. And, you know, Mike got in business with us. Funny enough, it's how I reconnected with Mike properly. And I remember, you know, saying to Mike, we've got to launch your business, we've got to do this, that, and the other. And I, you know, did everything we had to do. I said, okay, right, get in contact with Darren, tell me you're ready to do a launch. And the message I got back was, tell Tony to do your launch, he can do it himself. And all of a sudden I went, technology, like, it's the work of the devil, keep away. I had to figure out how to do a Google Hangout. One of the best trainings I ever did. I forgot to press the record button. I've pressed it now. And it was just going through the technology thing, which, you know, Darren helped me a lot with that. And, you know, we're both not really tech guys, so it's kind of bouncing anxiety off each other, I guess. And got through that, and we started working on it more and more. I started doing these hangouts with him, and I started setting them up, and we're bouncing backwards and forwards. And now it's to the point where it's an unusual week if we don't end up doing a hangout together. And it's, you know, I can't thank you enough. I really can't. But, you know, I come from a different place from a lot of people. This is shit, it sounds egotistical, but you know, I've been in that certain place before, business-wise, so my belief system was there. But like anyone, sometimes, you know, we get rocked, things shake our beliefs, stuff can happen to all of us. That all of a sudden, you know, we get poleaxed. And it could be emotional or mental or physical or spiritual or financial or blah, 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 all of them. And sometimes you just need someone that gives you a bit of a wake-up call without you realizing it, without someone going like, wait, go. It's like, oh yeah, I get it now. Okay. And that's really what I want to thank Darren for. You know, it's just, I'm in a good place. And, you know, this is not a brown-nosing Darren video. This is just, it's the right thing to do. I'm in a good place, and a lot of it is down to him. So, you know, from a year ago, or almost a year ago, yeah, things are a lot better now. I'm a lot more relaxed about myself. And I'm just, you know, overall a lot calmer. Even Henry's passed out here. So, you know, what's the Millionaire Mentoring do? All I would say is, you know, I used to pick up the phone and call Darren because I'm, you know, I'm less technophobic now than I was. Hey, I'm doing blogs now. You know, there's a lot happening in the last year. This is interesting. I've gone from, like, a guy that just would not, outside of Facebook, wouldn't go near technology, to Hollywood video star, interviewer, doing radio chat shows, clothing, modeling contract, you know, I can't remember. I just can't remember the whole thing. But, you know, what will it do for you? Here's what it'll do for you. Okay. It will get you where you want to be, as long as you'll let yourself go to that place. However, if you keep fighting against it, it just won't. If you try and shortcut the Millionaire Mentoring program, it just won't work. However, I've seen this with numerous people where the people, you know, I'm one of them. The people that go through it step by step by step, I mean, I'm just utilizing Chad off the top of my head here, get results with it. Mary's going through it, gets results with it. However, will you do what is required? And the answer is no, for most people. Now, I would love nothing more than everyone to watch this and go, holy crap, I have seen the light, brother. Okay, yeah, I'd love that. It's just human nature. You know, we talk to the guy in the bar or the guy at the corner store, or our brothers or sisters or someone we went to school with, or our parents, or a guy I know that has a business and he knows everything and da 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 da. And they say it's all bullshit, don't listen to it. Here's the reality. Okay, here's your reality. You're not going to like it. Okay, you're not going to like this, guys. You are not going to get where you want to be from someone who isn't there or hasn't already been there. So just be very, very careful. And most of the stuff that Darren talks about is way over 99% of people's perception. When you start discussing quantum theory with people, when you start discussing vibrational frequency with people, they look at you like you're smoking something. Those that can't hear the music are laughing at those that are dancing to it. I'm going to leave you with that. So Darren, thanks very much. For the rest of you, I believe it's worked with DarrenLittle.com. But it's certainly DarrenLittle.com. And if you can't find him, He's on Facebook for sure, Darren Little. And this is the real Tony Cohen, live from New York City. So my suggestion, if you're working with me, you're working with Darren, chances are you're working with both of us anyway, get plugged in, guys. Get plugged in. Thanks again, Darren. Thanks for all of you guys watching this. And from...
Okay, how's it hanging?
From New York City, guys, have a fantastic evening. See you all soon.